let's start. So my name is Podkhalyuzin. I'm Scala plugin for IntelliJ IDEA team leader, and today I'm going to share with you some knowledge about productivity with our tool. I hope that everybody will find something new from this talk, because it means that even one new thing will mean that you are not wasting your time right now. So let's play the game. I'm giving you tips. You are calculating number of new things you just learned from my talk. So, but please be honest, it's really serious game. So let's try. For the beginning, I want to ask a few questions to you. So the first question, how many of you know IntelliJ IDEA? So it's kind of first polygraph question, because if you read the name of my talk, you probably know IntelliJ IDEA. But more interesting question is, how many of you uses it for Scala development? Okay, what about other tools for Scala, like Eclipse? Nobody? NetBeans? Text editors like Vim, Emacs? Oh, okay. Great. So not only IntelliJ IDEA users want to be more productive, probably. Okay. I want to start from a story about our users. Sometimes we go to conferences like this one, and people usually share their impressions and problems with our tool. And we can see how actually people use IntelliJ IDEA. And what I can say is that most of people don't use whole power of our tool. And it's like money story, 20% of people own 80% of money. So here's the same, very similar thing with our users and productivity. So this is the main reason I decided to do this talk. So to give people opportunity to learn IntelliJ IDEA. One more, this is also the main reason why we have more focused now on basics features in IntelliJ IDEA, performance, general usability, and better discoverability of more complex features. So let's start. First tip will be about activator templates. You have them in IntelliJ IDEA. So you have to create new project, then you can choose activator, then we can find something like Hello Scala, finish, new window, and we have to wait a bit for SBT, and now we can just press hello, right click, and run hello. Okay, but did I say that to be more productive you shouldn't use mouse at all, actually? Probably I forgot to mention it, so and I didn't use keyboard actually. So let's start over again, and I have to fix my mistakes. Before I started, I'll enable Presentation Assistant plugin, which is installed with my IntelliJ IDEA installation. And every time I'll use some shortcut, Presentation Assistant will show you actual shortcut in macOS schema and Windows Linux schema. So I'm not going to tell shortcuts aloud, as it's probably a bit difficult, like Command Control Shift A, and a bit boring. okay, it's not possible to remember all the shortcuts from this live presentation. So let's start, and the next tip will be about find action. So here you can find any action which doesn't have actual binded shortcut, or you just forget shortcut. So as for new project, I can just type here project and start new project. Then I just can press enter, tap, search for hello Scala, press enter, this window, and that's all. Actually, you can be not such a stubborn idea guru, and you can use mouse in dialogues, because dialogues is not such place where you always should use keyboard. And you still can be super productive with that. And now we can find our hello project, hello object, and run from context. So now I actually didn't use mouse at all in this case. Another question you can ask me right now, is it really IntelliJ idea? You can see here only code and nothing else. Yes, I want to say that it's really IntelliJ idea. It's my next tip about destruction-free mode, and I highly suggest to use destruction-free mode. It helps you to be more focused on your development, your code. Besides this, it helps you to avoid mouse using, because you will need to learn all required shortcuts to to be more productive. So it will make anyway you much more productive. So it would be great to continue with Scala plugin features, but actually I have to describe you how to live in destruction-free mode, because otherwise you will decide that it's not possible. So let's open something bigger, because Hello World project is very small to show some navigation features. Here is Scala plugin sources, and it's just icon which we use in our sources. So imagine now something like, what if you want, what if you're crazy enough to do something in implicit search in Scala plugin, and you can't reach me out to just ask where to look. Then we can use class search and put here implicit, because it's like Google search for our classes, and IntelliJ IDEA has it. So now we can see that here implicit collector is available. It's probably what we are looking for. So after a short observation of this class, you will probably decide that you will close this project and forget it's like nightmare. But I'm just kidding. What I want to tell you that IntelliJ IDEA also has search everywhere feature. So if you want to use all searches like symbol search or file search together with class search, you can just put double shift and you will get everything all together. The next tip is just try it if it's suitable for you or not. I don't like, personally I don't like this feature, as I like to know what exactly I want to search. So imagine if you want pages, you will use Google search, simple Google search. If you need picture, you will use Google Pictures. So here is the same. I usually know what I exactly want to search. So if I need file, for example, like this icon file, I can use search. Or if I need just symbol, I can use, for example, name context. You can see the few of them, and also I can make smaller context with exact class. So I can put here Scala, say, dot name context, so it's a small type in searches. And one more thing is that you can use camel hams everywhere. So if you know exactly what you are looking for, like implicit collector, you can use put here implicit call, and it's significantly reduced number of searches. So what I want to say, you can use camel hams everywhere in any search in IntelliJ. So for example, my first tip about actions, you can use search here and put, for example, split, and you can see here 3 splits: action, split line, split vertical, split horizontal. With camel hams I can put split vertically, and it will be the first one search. Then I can press enter, and my editor will be split into 2. So as well I can split also using find action. Okay, so we have to continue with other hidden things from user interface. Now I'm using instruction-free mode, and a lot of things is hidden from us right now. The first thing is navigation bar. What I want to say, just call it on command. You don't need them in user interface. You can call every time when you need. You can use command up, and then you can navigate in this navigation bar. You can even create a new class. So just put some new name, and new class is created. The next thing is tabs. Actually, for any reason you need tabs, I can say that you actually don't need tabs. The main reason people usually say is that they need history of open files. IntelliJ actually has recent files action instead of that, so use it. So you can open recent files. You can be even more focused and filter these recent files by open recent edited files. So it shows only edited files, so you will be focused only on that files which you are working on. And even more interesting, you know, developers are lazy people, so they usually try to reduce amount of keyboard shortcuts. So you can use simple switch, and it's one shortcut to go to previous file. You know that with recent files you should to put recent file, invoke this shortcut, and then press enter. So one shortcut instead of 2. The next thing is run configurations. If we disable distraction-free mode, we can see the run configurations toolbar here. And actually we have some context run configuration, but it's something like caps lock, because it's never right configuration what you actually need. So in distraction-free mode, you can invoke it like run configuration on demand, and you also can use searches here, like idea. So when you know what exactly you want to run, you can just use running on demand. So same with debug, and if you know debug, you also can run or edit any configuration. And the last thing is different tool windows. So it's hidden here. And for example, the first and the main tool window is project view. You can open it by using select in action, and you will see exact place of this class in project view. Then you also can open it by command 1 and close it by command 1. Other tool windows like structured view, you don't need at all. It's like navigation bar, you can invoke it on demand. So if you need it, it's not interesting class to invoke it, but still. You can invoke it by using command F12, and you also can use command F12 again to show inherited members. So if you really need to see members in your class, you can call it on demand. You don't need a structure view always opened and making additional user interface destruction in your IDE. The next possible tool windows is like version control. It also has some number like command 9. You can open it, and some tool windows doesn't have number, but it's available in recent files. So you can open recent files, put SBT, and SBT tool window is also open. So you don't need these small lines around your IDE to open tool windows by using mouse. You also can hide all tool windows just by one shortcut. So now I hope that you will probably you are inspired to try destruction-free mode, and just because of that you will become much more productive. Small question to you to understand if you are still here. Was it something new for you already in this presentation? So, okay. Okay. So, did you? Okay. Another question. Was it everything? Okay. Have you knew everything from this presentation? Right? What I said. Anybody? Okay. It was more right question. Okay. Let's continue with Scala part of my presentation. And I want to say the first obvious thing that actually IntelliJ idea can help you to learn Scala. And my story is exactly about me. When I tried to apply to JetBrains, it's my company, at the end of 2007, I got a home task before the interview. And I did this task, but I sent a project as Eclipse project. Actually, I didn't know what company did, and it was kind of mistake. But not because they were angry. It was okay for them. It was mistake because IntelliJ idea could handle few problems in my code already in 2007. And I could look more professional. Of course, they knew that I'm not, but still, I could look much more professional just because I used IntelliJ idea, and it helped me to learn Java a bit better. The same is with Scala, and let me to show you a few examples. It's kind of obvious things for IDEA users. As here, not only IDEA users, it will be interesting for you as well. So when we try to put here something like set 1, 2, 3, filter equals 2 is empty, who can understand in 1 second what this code is about? Okay, let me toggle presentation mode. Probably it's too small here. Presentation mode, it's very convenient thing when you want to show IntelliJ idea in live presentation during some talks. So it will be on the whole screen. You also can try to use presentation mode in as super destructive free mode because it's full screen and you can focus only on code. So that this code is clear. Okay, IntelliJ suggests to transform this code, and it, for example, not is empty is definitely non-empty. So we simplified it a bit. Filter non-empty is actually exists on some predicate for function. And again, it's still not as simple as possible. We can continue by replacing it and see that it's just simple contains method. It's actually true that it's really possible to write this code during your development because your mind is flows and you are writing code. But IntelliJ can help you to keep this code neat and more concise and readable. But it's really obvious for all IntelliJ IDEA users. What I wanted to show you is actually that you can inspect code not only for single file. You can we can open, for example, any worksheet. Sorry. We can open any worksheet file, and what I want is to run inspect code action on worksheet directory to see all inspections in all files in this directory. So now we can see here that some name boolean parameters inspection were found. We can open here. You can see here that boolean was passed as parameter, and in Scala it's better way, more readable way to use named parameters because you will know exactly what this true means. So it's inspection IntelliJ idea. It helps you to keep this code readable. You of course can fix it right from editor. It's here. You also can fix all problems in whole file by choosing fix all problems in file. But what I wanted to show you is it's only one file contains this problem. But if it would be more, it will be much simpler to fix it right from here. Just press here, apply fix, and you can see all problems were fixed here in editor. So it's some new inspections were added when you already used IntelliJ idea, and you can find some new yellow code. So you can run inspections on your project and fix all of these problems at once. Then commit it, and somebody will be angry where we commit. Okay, as I just showed code related to worksheets, let me show how to run worksheets in the air. Worksheets, do you know what is worksheet is? Okay, worksheet is such things when you can test something from your project, from any library, or even new Scala language features like REPL, but it's much faster turnaround. So let's open a light worksheet. Okay. Worksheet. You can see here we can start typing something. 1, 2, 3 again. and you can see exact results without running any actions. So I can continue writing code here, map +1, and result will be very, very soon on right side. You also can create physical worksheet. For example, we can open navigation bar, and let's create some file here. So we can create new physical file for worksheet. So you can, such worksheet you can share with your colleagues. So if it's in VCS available, so it can contain some scripts how to use some pieces of your code, some parts of your code. So it's like instructions. So let's create something like ScalaMatsuri. And now let me show you a few intention actions. Let's disable interactive mode because right side is not interesting right now. I'm not showing worksheets, I'm showing intention action. First is converting for functions. Intention actions is very, very small refactorings. Then you need to do something like, you have something like map placeholder +1. But what if we want to change it into a square function? So it's not possible to use placeholder syntax anymore. This case is very simple, and we can just put here I multiplied I. But in more complicated cases, it's simpler to do a bit different way. We can use intention action to introduce explicit parameter, and then we can just fix this part placing by multiply I. And we have lots of intention actions. I can show you here in settings. Just let's search intention. We can here search for Scala. And now you can see lots of Scala. For example, for comprehensions intentions, I'll show you a bit string intentions. So if you want to become more productive, you can read this list and understand in which places you can call intention actions to simplify your life. Okay, so I want to show you string intention action. Let's put it while x equals. So list of ints plus x plus I've used Scala from 2008, so Scala at that time didn't contain interpolated strings, and we had lots of code like this one, and it's much more readable to use interpolated strings in such place. So we can refactor these places by intention actions. So convert to interpolated string, and we can see this is just because of one action. And if we just writing our string, we can put here list of ints, and now we just realize that we need interpolated string. It's a problem, kind of problem, but not in IntelliJ. We can just put $, and we have completion. We can complete X and put 3 exclamation marks. So it's the same result, and we don't need to think about which kind of strings we need to have in this place, interpolated or not. And one more interesting intention action I can show you is about for comprehensions, like for I from X. If I, so we put to J, it's a bit weird. Okay, J, I, Okay. So you can see here I used 2 semicolons, and in Scala probably people don't like semicolons. So here it's much more suitable to use brace syntax for statements. And IntelliJ gives you opportunity to convert it just by one action. So we can invoke action and convert it to curly braces. And if we don't like it, we can convert it back to parentheses. And what's more interesting, you can use intention action to learn Scala a bit, just to understand how for statements works in Scala. You can convert it to Shigaresque expression 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time, and 4th time. So now you can see this monster. This is exactly how for statement works in Scala. But it was so simple before I did it. One more thing is about completion. Okay, let me delete it because it's full. You can delete lines by selecting it using select word feature. So you can also delete all lines one by one using the delete line feature. So it's pretty useful, but you just need to have it in your fingers, and you will become much more productive with every new shortcut and every new feature you just found. So completions, it's also a very simple thing, as everybody who starts using IntelliJ IDEA, everybody will get completions by default. But we also have smart completions for Scala. It's not so smart as Java IntelliJ editor, but in some places it can be also smart. So for example, we have our list, we can put map, and now we need some function. So we can complete this function right here, put the name and then I+1. You can also use brace syntax, and completion will show a bit different case, in this case, and now we can put I+1. So let's open something more interesting, like Scala. And I just need some file outside of worksheet to show you some more interesting completions related only to Scala. Let's start from creating class. Class. Now we can put new. Class is imported. And let's use smart completion. You can see a list of only inheritors of C class. We can choose some abstract class, and in this case, overrides will be implemented automatically if it's required, if this class is really abstract. So let's continue. For example, we need something like class, qualified name, but if I know our project, then get qualified name, I mean Scala plugin project, is wrong thing. I actually need a symbol which is called qualified name, and I can find it. It's C class X. It's an implicit class which adds a qualified name method to C class. So what I can do is use copy reference feature, then return back, then put here import, paste it. Okay, copy pasting is the favorite programming pattern. So I can continue, and now I can complete qualified name. But it's a bad idea to use it in IntelliJ IDEA, because I can just invoke first completion, and then second completion will give me C class X dot qualified name automatically. So I can invoke it, and I'll get this import because of IntelliJ. And one more thing is some completions. So imagine a situation when I have project, like option of project. Okay, I need to import something. You can see here a list of 4 projects, and 3 of them I will never use at all. And they will always mess up my imports because they just exist in my project accidentally. But I can exclude them. I can use exclude from auto import. Then one by one I can exclude all of them except required one. So I can exclude the latest one. And now I'll become more productive with this project symbol because I now can import it by one action. There is no ambiguity, so I can import project which I exactly and always use. And now I can need to extract some project from class. So you can see that get project, complete. Okay, but we have some problem because it's option of project and I have here exactly project. So IntelliJ can help you to convert it into sum of class get project. So let's start over again, project. And let's use smart completion here. You can see sum of get project, and it will be added automatically. So I don't need to play with my keyboard just to moving cursor to put sum, open parentheses, close parentheses. Now we have to return back to our Hello World project. So I want to show you some. What I showed you is very simple features, and for those who is really expert in IntelliJ IDEA, I want to show the most hidden gem. It's in Debugger. So a lot of people use IntelliJ IDEA for years and don't know about this feature. So let's start to write some weird code. Never do this at home. So let's write some list of 1, 2, array buffer with 3, 4, 5. Okay, then let's do something like println list. Now we can modify this list of 2 as an instance of array buffer of int, and we can modify it by plus equals 6. And again we can print a list. So it's very bad code. So now we can run it to just understand if it's okay. So it works as expected. What I want is to put a few breakpoints by printing this list. Everything I can do using my keyboard, including putting breakpoints, including adding some condition to breakpoints. So it's probably your home task just to analyze where you are using mouse and try to reduce this usage by finding new features and new shortcuts for that. So let's debug it. Now we stop here and let me to use mouse a few times to resize things. Actually, I can resize by using arrows, but in this case, mouse is okay because I also need to resize this place. Now we can take a look for the list, and here is our array buffer. And what I can do, you can see here in context menu, is mark object. And then I'll be able to see this object on any breakpoints top. So later in the future, after I put debugger to run context. So here, let me mark this this array buffer with label buffer. And what's more interesting, I can add it to evaluate. I can. Sorry, it's not working. It's a problem of presentation mode that evaluate expression is not working. But I can add it to watches, for example. Buffer debug label. So you can find here array buffer. Okay, let me toggle out from presentation mode. Otherwise, it's very small size. So you can see here our array buffer. You can. I wanted to show you here. You can see size, and probably I want to invoke length, but for buffer. Debug label type is statical type is any ref, and IntelliJ you can just put here length and it will be red. You still can evaluate it and it will be right result, but general completion in evaluate expression helps you to keep code statically correct. Then after creating you can get result 3, and also you can see here and read here use Ctrl+Shift+Enter. To send it to watches. So I just got this evaluate into watches. So this the most hidden thing is that you can use buffer placeholder debug label to get your marked object. And now I can run our project, our program to the next breakpoint. And you can see that our buffer was still marked, and our evaluate expression shows here 4 number. It really can help you when you want to understand how your object evolution in Java virtual machine, just to understand if it's the same object or a bit different. So marking objects can help you in some really complex situations. Okay, that's all. I wanted to tell you a bit more about Scala plugin, Scala plugin features, but I decided to show you a bit more about general IntelliJ IDEA usage, because it's some basics, and it will help you in future to better understand not only IntelliJ IDEA but Scala plugin as well, and to learn faster and to be more productive. Okay, so when I said about the game, I was serious, and now we need to understand results of our game. So who knew everything from this presentation? Nobody. Who learned one thing, only one thing? 2? 1 or 2? Only one thing, only one new thing. On 2 things. So you knew almost everything except 2 things.
More things.
It's hard to calculate, yeah. But let everybody think about some number, just to understand who win. So 2, you, 2, okay, and you. What about 3? And 3. Okay, let people who said about 2 new things and you are winners. I have prizes for you. So you can reach me out right after this talk, and I'll give you this prize. Now you can ask me questions, any questions, not only related to this talk. You can ask anybody anything about IntelliJ or Scala plugin. And after this talk, you can reach me out and ask even about weather in St. Petersburg. So I'm ready to answer. Thank you. Questions? Anybody? Okay, I hope that the video will be available in future, so probably some things, shortcuts requires you to watch this video again, just to add this into your practice.